Today we're going to talk about building live dashboards using Looker and MemSQL Helios. So to start, you'll want to create an account on portal.memsql.com and then come down to Helios clusters. So from here, we can create a managed cluster in MemSQL Helios, and we can name it, say, Looker Dashboards. I'm going to tag it as a development cluster, and I'll just say it's for ML, AI, and reporting. I'm going to spin up a free trial in Google Cloud here in Northern Virginia and set my password. And for now, I'll allow access from anywhere. So let's wait a moment while our cluster spins up. Now that our cluster is ready, we can load data in using MemSQL Studio. So MemSQL Studio within the Helios platform gives you the ability to monitor the entire health of your cluster, as well as some usage around your database cluster as well. Let's just go to the SQL editor and load some data. So for starters, I'm going to create a database. I will then use that database, and I'm going to create an events table. This events table is going to contain information about advertisements. So what an advertisement was, who the advertiser was, the gender, income levels that the advertisements are going toward, etc. I can also create a reference table called campaigns. These will just be my advertising campaigns that we'll be using to analyze our data. So now I want to insert some data into that campaigns table, and I can just do that by putting some values in. Now what I'm going to do is create what's called a pipeline within the Helios platform. This pipeline is going to point directly at a Kafka topic and bring in live ad event data in real time for analysis. So now I'll just start that pipeline, and the data will start streaming. As you'll see here within my MemSQL Studio within Helios, I have one pipeline running. So now let's jump into Looker to establish the connection to Helios. Before we do that, we'll need to grab our client endpoint from the portal. I'll just go ahead and grab this by copying the client endpoint and then jumping into the Connections tab within Looker. I will simply add a connection here. I'll call my connection Helios Test. I'll want to use the MemSQL connector for Looker, and then I can just paste that endpoint in that I had copied from my customer portal. I'll just tell Looker the name of the database and the credentials for the database. I can go down and simply test these settings, and you'll see that Looker is quickly able to connect to my Helios cluster. I can then add this connection, and I'm ready to go. So now I'll dive into creating a new LookML project based on the connection that I created. I will just call it Helios Test Project, and I'll tell Looker to just go ahead and generate the model from the database schema that I already have in Helios. I'll select Helios Test as my connection, and I want to bring in all tables. I'll create this project, and now I have the ability to build LookML based on the tables that I created in Helios. If you remember, we had a campaigns and an events table. So now here I can do a lot of data manipulation and aggregation and various different operations within LookML. to create dashboards. Let's dive in to see what it looks like to build a live dashboard within Looker. So here I have a live dashboard called Ad Events that's looking at all of the ad events that are coming in based on income, as we saw in our table. We can also see by advertiser. I see my top 5 advertisers here from within my data. And most importantly, we see that the number of ad events is updating in real time. So this is coming directly from the Kafka topic that we established within the MemSQL Helios platform. Now, in order to get this data to actually update live in the Looker dashboard, all we had to do was come to settings here and tell the dashboard to update every second. Now we can change this to every 5 seconds or every minute, however we want to do it, but all we have to do is save this. And since MemSQL Helios is getting the data live from Kafka, you'll see new data appearing in this Looker dashboard every second. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to connect Helios to Looker today. We look forward to you building more real-time dashboards using MemSQL, Helios, and Looker. Thank you.